Man, I knew that Josh Gad was gonna screw up this Spaceball sequel. More like the search for more jokes. Jesse Shade here for Awfully Good Movies on behalf of the JoBlo YouTube network. And long before Disney and the internet ruined the excitement over a new trailer for an upcoming Star Wars movie, audiences had to head to movie theaters in the spring of 1999 to see the final full trailer for George Lucas's The Phantom Menace. And then afterwards having to sit through the feature presentation of Wing Commander, a film adaptation of the full-motion video game series about an epic intergalactic war between humankind and alienkind that had series creator Chris Roberts in the director's chair and little else of what the game's fans loved about it. But hey, we do have a pre-Scooby Freddie Prinze Jr. and Matthew Lillard in a half-hearted repeat of the plot formula from Top Gun, with special effects that look somehow worse than the original game did on a Panasonic 3DO. And hey, if Phantom Menace can find an audience defending its virtues in the next 25 years, then I'm sure Wing Commander will get the very same audience in another 25 years. But until then, let us fire up our space jets for a flick that proves that not every weekend of 1999 was the best movie year ever, in this intergalactic and planetary episode of Awfully Good Movies. It's been 20 years since director Luc Besson first explored the galaxy of the sci-fi adventure genre with The Fifth Element, and this weekend he returns to take another crack at it, with Dane DeHaan and Cara Delevingne starring in his comic book adaptation Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. And just like Fifth Element, it looks to be another wild blend of colorful visuals, oddball alien characters, and badass heroines that looks like it may stand out in a cinematic landscape filled with Star Treks and Guardians of the Galaxies and Star Warses. But I'm sure it'll make out better than another sci-fi adventure which ran out of fuel almost immediately, the 1999 space actioner Wing Commander. This flick was based off the video game series of the same name, which kind of already served as its own cinematic adaptation, with the flying spaceship action of the gameplay intercut with full motion video cutscenes starring actors from some of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time. Mark Hamill from Star Wars, Malcolm McDowell from A Clockwork Orange, and Thomas F. Wilson from Back to the Future. Out of the ill-fated genre of full-motion video games, this series is one of the few that's remembered fondly, and the game's fans were hyped to see its big-screen adaptation directed by the series creator, Chris Roberts. Plus, this movie had the honor of having the theatrical trailer for Star Wars Episode 1 premiere in front of it, which meant most people paid to see this movie just to see the Star Wars trailer and then left immediately afterwards. But even that trailer was not enough to help Wing Commander fly off the ground, as it bombed at the box office and got torn a new one by the critics. So even though I never played the video games, I'm more than willing to give this flick a chance based on its own merits. After all, the critic quote on the front of the box says this movie is an action-packed thrill ride, according to nobody. Well, let's see what it says on the back of the box. Freddie Prinze Jr. and Matthew Lillard are close friends both on and off the screen. Before filming Wing Commander, they starred together in She's All That?
No. No, 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 no.
So we open in the year 2654, March 15th, 0900 hours, Zulu time, next Sunday AD, when a group of space travelers known as the Terran Federation has helped colonize the galaxy, but not without getting into a never-ending war with an alien race known as the Kilrathi, whom we see bombing a military base so they can steal a Navcom unit from the Terrans that will give them the coordinates to the location of Earth so they can invade it. And the captain's efforts to break through the Navcom's protective barrier prove unsuccessful. Well, now that's some quality soundproof glass right there. But the captain does manage to send off a message before they break into the base. And since the Kilrathi will reach Earth 2 hours before the Terrans do, they need to send the plans for the Death Star, the map to Luke Skywalker's location, the warning about the Kilrathi to the nearest starfighter carrier, the Tiger Claw, so that the Tiger Claw can fight off the Kilrathi and delay their course to Earth. So they send this signal off to a nearby supply ship, whose crew is being reposted aboard the Tiger Claw, made up of Captain James Taggart, played by Checky Cario, and Lieutenants Christopher Blair, aka Maverick, and Todd Marshall, aka Maniac, played by Freddie Prinze Jr. and Matthew Lillard. Awesome! We got the Scooby Gang back together in Scooby-Doo 3 Space Scoob. Fred, Shaggy, and I thought recasting Daphne with a 45-year-old Frenchman was an odd choice, but hey, it works. But even after they give this recording to the ship's two commanders, played by Jurgen Prochnow and Jason Alexander,
"You're killing independent George!"
the ship's crew gives the cold shoulder to Lieutenant Blair, partly because he acknowledges he's there to replace a pilot who died during battle, which goes against the rule established for dead pilots by Lieutenant Commander Devereaux, played by Saffron Burrows.
In all likelihood, you're going to die out here. We're all going to die out here, but none of us need to be reminded of that fact. So you die, you never existed.
Okay, then why didn't you cover up the guy's name when you gave his old plane to Freddie Prinze Jr., you dumbasses?
You're talking about a bloke that never existed, Nugget.
I'm pretty sure he did.
He never existed.
Oh, buddy, I can't see how you can make the scene any more homoerotic.
Oh, you got a problem with my friend, Mr. Hunter?
Yes, I do.
Good, that means you got a problem with me.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. Time for a totally not gay three-way! Also, they're skeptical of Blair because his mother happened to be a pilgrim, with the Pilgrims being the first race of space explorers that were able to navigate through space just by using their senses. But soon the Pilgrims turned against the Terrans when they began to see themselves as gods instead of humans, which led to a war between the Pilgrims and the Terrans. And I sincerely don't know what the fuck I just said. Look, fine, I haven't played the games, so maybe if I did, I'd be more invested in all this bullshit. But the mythology should be secondary to the story in any watchable sci-fi movie. And this one leaves me so confused about the mythology that I couldn't give a fuck less about the story. I shouldn't have to feel like I have to read an owner's manual at the same time I'm watching a movie. I mean, the box for this movie's Blu-ray says this movie is Starship Troopers meets Top Gun. Hell, it's got a lead hero who has the nickname Maverick. But I actually cared about what happened in Starship Troopers. And Tom Cruise has more charisma in one tooth than Freddie Prinze Jr. has in his entire body. His performance here is a shining example of the reign of cinematic tyranny he went on from the late 90s to the early 2000s. This idiot is more like Anakin Skywalker than he is Luke Skywalker, in that he's got the lifeless line readings of Hayden Christensen.
You think he's right? Gerald? Look, in his mind, I started selling out the Tiger Claw the moment I stepped on board.
And looks as childish behind the wheel of a spaceship as Jake Lloyd.
I made it! She held together! I love this baby!
Now this is pod racing.
And with him being joined by his compatriot and obnoxious 90s teen actors, Matthew Lillard, it's a double dose of dumbassery.
Todd, Maniac Marshall, at your service, ma'am.
I'm trying to be Mr. Sensitive guy. It's just,
I mean, that's not bad for the second best pilot at the Academy.
You shut up!
Thank you, Captain. You speak for the audience. I think the only actors to come out of this with their heads held high are Checky Cario and Jurgen Prochnow. That's only because seeing Jurgen Prochnow running a battleship brings back better memories of watching Das Boot.
They've missed us!
Yeah! Come on! Quiet!
there's a destroyer hunting us.
Yes, I know we're in space where sound doesn't carry outside, but the screenwriters were too lazy to look that up, so be quiet! Plus, the visual effects in this movie are barely better than those in the video games, with a bunch of repetitive spaceship dogfights between the humans and the Kilrathi that are completely indistinct from each other. Oh, and when they finally reveal what the Kilrathi look like, 83 minutes into this piece of shit, it's a goddamn joke. Here's what they look like in the game, and here's what they look like in the movie. These Kilrathi are a bunch of hairless cat aliens who look like Red Fox without his Fred Sanford hair.
You got to wash your ass.
You see, guys, this is what happens when you hire Chris Brown to do your visual effects. He'll beat them down until they look like shit. So this flick just goes to show that even when you get the guy who made the video game to turn it into a movie, you will still get a shitty video game movie. Like any bad sci-fi movie, it's got a few unintentional laughs, but not enough to save it from being a complete slog to get through. But at least I now know that in the future, cats will evolve into a race of alien creatures who will try to enslave mankind. You hear that, Fluffy? I'm not accusing you of anything, but I'll be watching you. Stay on target, because you're getting close to flying your ship into a cantina bar so you can play the awfully good drinking game. Take a shot or drink every time they say the word quasar.
Mr. Ubuntu, plot a course for the Cryptis Quasar.
Created by quasars and black holes. Through a black hole or a quasar.
There are over 1,000 singularities in that quasar.
There are over 1,000 singularities in that quasar. Did Jurgen Prochnow understand a single word he just said there? I mean, the way he's working around this shitty script, you could say he's a proctologist.
Get off the stage!
Matthew Lillard calls Freddie Prinze Jr. B.
Yo, B, look at these rapiers. They're beat to hell, man. Good job, B. Watch back, B.
And keep in mind, Freddie Prinze Jr. is part Puerto Rican, which means he does not qualify as a Cuban B.
I'm Cuban B. Yes, Cuban B.
You spot another misspelling. So in the future, we've mastered intergalactic space travel, but have forgotten how to spell? I guess that's a fair trade-off. You hear Mark Hamill making an uncredited cameo as Maverick's navigation system, Merlin.
Systems online. Hello, I'm Merlin. From the sophistication of the equipment on board, I'd say the vessel is a command and communications module.
Well, shit, guys. If you could get Mark Hamill back to do a cameo in this movie, why the hell not have him come back to play Lieutenant Blair? Who gives two dicks about Mark Hamill? This Freddie Prinze Jr. kid is hip with all the kids these days. His dad played Chico on Chico and the Man, you know. Yeah, but come on, Mark Hamill is a legend. Hey! Did you hear what I just said? Chico and the Man. And take a double shot when the ship freezes in time going through a jump point. Whoa, dude, those are some killer time freezing effects. I just hope another sci-fi movie doesn't open up in the same month as this one and ends up doing the same special effect but does it far better and becomes an iconic classic while this movie rots in the Walmart bargain bin. But I'm sure that'll never happen.
Oh, shit!
And on the nudity watch, the closest anyone gets to stripping down this flick is, Matthew Lillard, who is seen getting down with his love interest, Rosie, before she dies in a fiery accident trying to dock her ship.
You are not going out there!
Look, I know that seems like a mean way to dispose of an astronaut's body, but if she wanted to get the Spock funeral treatment, she would have paid the extra $5,000 when she first signed up for Wing Commander School. This is what you get for being a cheapskate. On the enjoyableness continuum scale from Boulder Bruce, Wing Commander goes down in flames faster than Porkins behind the wheel of an X-Wing. And shoots down a 2 out of 10. If you wanted to adapt an FMV game to the big screen, you would have had better luck doing a sewer shark movie.
It's a shitty game, Angel.
I'm Jesse Shea for JoBlo.com, and this Wing Commander movie may have been really shitty, but at least that episode 1 trailer looked badass, am I right, guys? Man, when that movie comes out 2 months from now, it's gonna blow this piece of shit Wing Commander right out of the water. I am certain of this.
JoBlo, he sure likes to drink a lot. JoBlo watches movie like the heroine. JoBlo, he's...
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.